Hey folks, this is Ted Cantu, and you're listening to the Online Money Machine Show. And we're definitely online, and we're talking about how to build your own online money machine. And welcome to the summer edition here. I am calling you, reaching out to you from the mean streets of Detroit, Michigan. And we've got some fantastic things I want to share with you in the next few minutes. And depending on how long the podcast goes, we may actually do a part 2 to this. But we'll see how it goes because I have a lot of things to say. I haven't actually been online in quite a while, and I do apologize for that. It's because my business has really taken off in leaps and bounds. But the one thing I want to talk to you about today, which is so important, is we want to really go into this whole PR thing. And if anybody knows what PR is, it's press releases, public relations with your audience. And the game has changed so radically. If you don't know what's going on, it comes down to this. Just a few months ago, we look at 18 months ago. It's basically to get a press release. It was $5,000. I could do that basically now for a fraction of that cost and get you out there on every corner of the web within 17 minutes, which is pretty outlandish when you think about it because it's unprecedented. Never before in history did a small business or a medium-sized business have this kind of leverage any time in our history. So it's been pretty radical. And I think to really understand what this is all about, you need to really look at yourself as somebody who's important or somebody who has something really important to say to the public. You don't have to have a Fortune 500 company to hire your own press agent. You don't have to have this anonymous, bottomless budget. You can actually approach someone like me to write your press releases for you and blast you out into all corners of the web. The really interesting thing about it is, it's not just writing the press releases, but you really want to think about getting somebody who actually understands how to talk to search engines quite the same way that I do, and also someone who has a very fine appreciation for Web 2.0. Now, Web 2.0 is something we've always talked about pretty heavily on the show, and I happen to like it personally because it really stands up for user interaction. And any time where I can really leverage the playing field, it becomes really quite extraordinary. I want to share with you something that I worked on quite recently without really using real names because the matter of this case is actually pretty sensitive. But I had a fortunate experience or an unfortunate, a yin-yang sort of thing going on with a client of mine who got tangled up with some very unsavory newscasters, in the traditional public realm. And of course, these guys just get paid to basically hurl out insults and project negativity on the airwaves. And that's how they tend to survive. And in the old days, if somebody slammed you or your company or really took the time to really, to try to take you apart, you were sort of at their mercy, and you took whatever they gave you, whether it be nominations into Hall of Shame, or if it was if they want to just completely try to discredit you as a business practitioner, you were pretty much at their at their will. But thanks to Web 2.0 and the multiple families of search engines that we talk about here on the Online Money Machine Show, that is no longer an issue. In fact, if anything, we can combat these individuals and come back and really defend ourselves and come out triumphant in the process. Pretty amazing that we have this sort of leverage in this great country of ours. So anyway, that was my red, white, and blue post July 4th message. So that's pretty wild. And I just want to explain how this is so important to you to really understand how this is a very fast-paced industry that's sort of sprouted up overnight, literally, where you can project any business you want to on the web within 17 minutes. It's absolutely phenomenal. And we're looking at how to get, different types of publicity. And, what's really amazing about this whole thing is that in the last few months, things have changed considerably. And I want to talk about how Web 2.0 is definitely going to change the way you do business online. And it's amazing because, when we used to do these SEO campaigns, that search engine optimization campaigns, they would take months to do. And in fact, I don't even build websites anymore as much as I used to, the traditional ones, because it takes too long. And quite frankly, I don't find it as exciting as I do with the PR stuff, which is mind blowing. And the viral video and all of it is just a really fascinating way to make your way in this world. But it's much different than the standard way of doing online marketing. So if you're unfamiliar with this and you want to get your feet wet and you at least want to see what to do, give us a call directly at the studio. We are at 888-305-2532. That's 888-305-2532. I am Ted Cantu. I am ex-art director from the mean streets of Chicago and the mean streets of New York City. And don't kid yourself, folks, those really are mean streets. I was just there about a couple weeks ago during the heat wave, and I don't know if my knees can take it anymore. It's pretty brutal out there. And but it is amazing. Chicago's an amazing place. But in the last few months, what we found out about PR and why it's changed so much is that it allows you to really zero in on newsworthy aspects of of what your business, how it affects other people. And I think it's going to be more important that you start to think about what kind of a company you're running. You want to captivate people, and you want to get them interested enough to pick up the phone and seek you out. And of course, you want to maximize your publicity efforts, and you can do that with an online campaign if you know where to put your pages and put your press release material, so it will get picked up and distributed on the web. Very, very important that you know how to do this. And these are the new strategies that can basically help you create a lot of buzz online and help you to become your own publicist, if you will. So you need to think on a different level now, because in addition to just taking people's money and offering coupons and running print ads, you need to start thinking about how you're going to reach people. And the reason why I mention this again and again is because we have lost basically 4 newspapers in the last few months. The Ann Arbor News is no longer with us. That is definitely big time news. Of course, the Detroit Free Press is only going to be delivering 3 days a week. I believe the Northville paper is no more. We have a Northville, Michigan paper that's out of commission. And the Oakland Press, I hear, is doing some pretty dismal business, and they are looking to do some changes as well. So we need to really start thinking about how we're going to get our ads out there. When I was in Chicago, I was kind of impressed with two recent magazines came out. One was The Reader, that comes out every Thursday. The other one is New City, kind of like the Detroit Area Metro Times, but what was interesting about it was that now it's only 12 pages long, whereas before it was actually quite large. And the Reader used to be like at least a good 60, 70 pages. Now it's down to maybe 24 pages. So you gotta wonder where the advertising dollars are going. What are businesses doing to keep themselves alive? Are they going online? Are they doing, what kind of promotions are they putting together so they can stay visible? That is really a fascinating topic, and it's changing so quick and fast. You need to be aware of these things so you can move with the changes. And so we'll be talking more about this as we go. Right now, speaking of go, I do have to go. It is getting close to closing time here, about 9.5 minutes into the show. We may be back with a part 2. If we are, keep your eyes open for it. I am Ted Cantu from iCantu Media, Ltd., and that's in Farmington Hills, Michigan. My number here is 888-305-2532. That is 888-305-2532. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you folks online.